Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they lack the right habits. Money isn't just about numbers on a bank statement. It's about mindset, discipline, and daily choices. Two people can earn the same income, yet one lives paycheck to paycheck while the other builds lasting wealth. The difference isn't luck or intelligence. The difference is habits. The truth is, wealth is rarely built by a single big moment or a stroke of luck. It's built brick by brick, day by day, through small, consistent actions. Ordinary people become financially free, not because of what they dream about, but because of what they do repeatedly. If you've ever wondered why some families thrive for generations while others struggle endlessly, the answer lies in the habits they practice. In this audiobook, we will explore 15 powerful money habits that can turn your financial life around. These are not get-rich-quick tricks or complicated investment schemes. They are timeless principles that anyone, no matter where you're starting, can apply to create financial security, freedom, and even wealth. As you listen, you'll discover how to take control of your income, manage your spending, and grow your money while protecting it. Each chapter builds on the last, giving you a step-by-step roadmap to transform your relationship with money forever. You don't have to be born rich to end up rich. You just need the right habits and the courage to act on them. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Pay yourself first, always. If you take just one idea from this audiobook, let it be this: pay yourself first. Most people do the exact opposite. They get their paycheck, pay their bills, cover expenses, maybe buy a few things they've been wanting, and then they tell themselves, if there's anything left over, I'll save. But there's almost never anything left over, is there? Because when you treat saving like an afterthought, life has a funny way of eating up every last dollar. Paying yourself first flips that script. It means that before you pay a single bill, before you buy groceries, before you do anything else, you set aside a portion of your income for you. Think of it as paying the most important bill of all, the bill for your future. This money isn't for spending, it's for saving, investing, and building a financial foundation that will take care of you later. Here's why this matters so much. If you wait until the end of the month to save, you're saving leftovers, and leftovers are unpredictable. Some months you might have a little extra, and other months you'll have nothing at all. But when you pay yourself first, you make your future non-negotiable. It becomes a priority, not a wish. Even if it's just 5% or 10% of your income at first, that habit will change everything. Think about it this way. If your job suddenly cut your pay by 10%, you'd adjust, you'd figure it out. So why not make that same adjustment voluntarily? But this time, put that 10% in an account that works for you, not someone else. Over time, that consistent contribution grows into something powerful. When you pay yourself first, you also send a message to yourself. You're saying, my future matters, my dreams matter, I matter. That builds confidence and momentum. Suddenly you're not just working to survive, you're working to build something bigger than today's problems. A practical way to do this is by automating it. Set up an automatic transfer to a separate savings or investment account the moment your paycheck arrives. That way you never even see the money. It's like it was never there to be spent. You'll be amazed how quickly you adjust to living on the rest. At first, this might feel uncomfortable. You might think, I can't afford to do this right now. But here's the truth. You can't afford not to. The sooner you start, the easier it becomes. Time is your greatest ally when it comes to building wealth, and every dollar you set aside today is like planting a seed that will grow into something much bigger down the road. This simple habit separates those who stay stuck from those who rise above. Pay yourself first, and you'll start to feel a shift, not just in your bank account, but in your mindset. You'll go from feeling reactive and overwhelmed to feeling proactive and in control, and that feeling is priceless. Chapter 2. Live below your means without feeling deprived. One of the biggest myths about wealth is that it comes from making a lot of money. You've probably heard people say, "If I just made more, all my problems would go away." But here's the truth. It doesn't matter how much you make if you're spending just as much or worse, even more. There are people earning six figures who are drowning in debt, and there are people earning far less who quietly build wealth year after year. The difference isn't income. The difference is how they live. Living below your means isn't about punishment or living like a monk. It's not about stripping away every pleasure from your life. It's about making choices that align with your long-term goals instead of short-term impulses. Think of it like this. Every time you choose to spend $1, you're casting a vote for the kind of future you want. Are you voting for freedom, or are you voting for stress? Many people resist the idea of living below their means because they think it will make life boring or miserable. But deprivation isn't the goal here. The goal is freedom. And freedom comes when your expenses are low enough that you're not constantly stressed about money. It comes when you know you're in control, instead of feeling like you're being controlled by bills and debt. The first step is to really understand your spending. Most of us have leaks in our finances, those small, unnoticed expenses that quietly drain our money. Maybe it's takeout food, subscription services you don't use, or impulse purchases online. Alone, they seem harmless. Together they add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. Imagine redirecting that money toward your savings, investments, or dreams instead. Once you see where your money is going, you can make intentional choices. Maybe you cut back on things that don't truly bring you happiness. Maybe you keep the things you genuinely value, but find smarter ways to afford them. For example, if you love traveling, you don't have to give it up. You just have to plan ahead, use deals, and make it a priority in your budget, rather than an impulsive splurge. Here's a mindset shift that helps. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" ask, "Is this worth my freedom?" Because every unnecessary expense delays your financial independence. That shiny new gadget might seem exciting today, but is it worth staying stuck at a job you hate for another year? When you think in those terms, your decisions become clearer. A powerful strategy for living below your means is upgrading slowly. When you get a raise or a bonus, it's tempting to immediately upgrade your lifestyle. Nicer car, bigger house, more expensive clothes. But if you keep your lifestyle steady and invest the extra money instead, you create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where wealth lives. Over time, this habit builds a financial cushion that protects you from stress and opens doors you never thought possible. And here's something most people don't realize. Living below your means can actually make life richer, not poorer. When you stop chasing every trend or trying to impress others, you free yourself from endless comparison. You start focusing on what truly matters to you. Maybe it's more time with your family, more freedom to travel, or the ability to work on something you love without worrying about money. The key is to approach this with gratitude, not resentment. Instead of thinking, "I can't have this," think, "I'm choosing something better." You're not denying yourself, you're investing in yourself. That's a powerful difference. Here's a practical exercise. Pick one area of your spending to reduce this month. Maybe you cook at home 3 extra nights a week. Maybe you cancel one subscription. Maybe you set a fun budget challenge with a friend. Start small and build momentum. Each win will show you that you're capable of more than you thought. Living below your means is a habit that compounds, just like saving and investing. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. At first it may feel strange to say no to things you used to buy without thinking. But soon you'll feel the peace that comes from knowing you're not overextended. You'll sleep better, you'll feel more confident, And you'll start to see your savings grow in ways that once felt impossible. Remember, wealth isn't about how much money passes through your hands. It's about how much you keep and grow. By living below your means without feeling deprived, you give yourself the ultimate gift, the freedom to choose your life, rather than having your life dictated by bills and debt. This isn't about sacrifice. It's about creating space for the things that truly matter, and building a future you can be proud of. Chapter 3. Track every dollar you earn and spend. If you don't know where your money is going, you'll never be in control of it. Most people think they have a rough idea of their spending, but here's the shocking truth. When they finally track it, they realize they've been underestimating by hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. That extra coffee here, a subscription there, a few impulse buys, it all adds up. And over time, those little leaks can sink a very big ship. Tracking your money isn't about being obsessed or controlling every penny to the point of stress. It's about awareness, because you can't fix what you don't measure. Imagine trying to lose weight without ever stepping on a scale or paying attention to what you eat. You might think you're making progress, but without numbers, you're just guessing. Your finances work the same way. When you start tracking, you gain clarity. You stop wondering, where did my paycheck go? Because you know where it went. That knowledge alone is empowering. It gives you the ability to make informed choices instead of operating blindly. You might discover that what you thought was a tight budget actually has room to breathe, or you might find areas that need urgent attention before they spiral out of control. Here's how to get started. First, track every dollar you earn. Many people only focus on their spending, but understanding your income is just as important. Maybe you have side hustles, freelance work, or inconsistent paychecks. When you know exactly what's coming in, you can plan better and spot opportunities to grow that income over time. Next, track every dollar you spend. For one full month, write down or log every purchase, no matter how small. Yes, even that $2 candy bar or the $5 app download. The little things matter because they reveal patterns you may not notice otherwise. You can do this with a simple notebook, a spreadsheet, or one of the many budgeting apps available today. The tool isn't what matters, the habit is. At first, this exercise might feel uncomfortable. You may feel a twinge of guilt when you see certain purchases laid out in black and white. That's normal, but don't beat yourself up. This isn't about shame, it's about taking back control. Think of it like turning on the lights in a messy room. The mess was always there. Now you just see it clearly, so you can clean it up. Once you've tracked for a month, review your numbers. Look for spending categories that surprise you. Maybe you realize you're spending far more on dining out than you thought. Maybe your subscription services total more than a car payment. These discoveries are powerful because they give you choices. When you see the truth, you can decide what matters most and cut back where it doesn't. Here's an important tip. Don't just focus on cutting expenses. Tracking isn't only about restriction, it's also about alignment. Are you spending money on things that truly reflect your values and goals? Maybe you realize that you've been spending on things that don't actually bring you happiness or progress. Redirecting that money towards savings, investments, or meaningful experiences will feel far more rewarding. As you continue this habit, it will get easier. Over time, you'll start to see patterns before they happen. You'll anticipate bills instead of being surprised by them. You'll catch bad habits early, before they drain your resources, and most importantly, you'll develop a deeper sense of trust with yourself. When you track your money, you create a feedback loop. You see the direct results of your decisions, both good and bad. That awareness naturally leads to better choices. It's like having a conversation with your future self. Every dollar you manage wisely today is a thank you note to the person you'll become tomorrow. Think of this habit as the foundation of all the others. You can't pay yourself first, live below your means, or grow your wealth if you're operating in the dark. Tracking is the flashlight that guides every other step. Without it, you're guessing, and guessing is expensive, so commit to this practice. Even if it feels tedious at first, stay with it. Because the moment you know exactly where your money is going, you stop being a passenger in your financial life and start being the driver. And that's when real change begins. Chapter 4. Build an emergency fund before you invest. Before you start thinking about stocks, real estate, or any kind of investment, you need to do one simple thing first: protect yourself. That protection comes in the form of an emergency fund. Think of it as your personal safety net. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down, jobs are lost, medical bills appear out of nowhere. And when those surprises hit, you don't want to be scrambling, stressed, and forced to swipe a credit card just to stay afloat. Too many people skip this step because it doesn't feel exciting. Let's be honest. Saving money for emergencies isn't glamorous. It's not as thrilling as talking about Bitcoin or the next hot stock pick. But here's the hard truth. If you start investing before you have a solid safety net, you're building on shaky ground. The first financial storm that comes along will wipe out everything you've worked for. Your emergency fund is your financial armor. It gives you peace of mind, knowing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. Imagine how much calmer you'd feel if you knew you had 3 to 6 months of living expenses tucked away in a safe, easily accessible account. You'd sleep better at night. You'd make decisions from a place of strength, not fear. And when life throws you a curveball, and it will, you'll be ready, not panicked. So how much should you save? A good rule of thumb is to aim for at least 3 months of essential expenses if you have a stable job and no dependents. If your income is less predictable or you have a family relying on you, 6 months is even better. Don't get overwhelmed by the total number. Start small. Even a few $100s set aside can make a huge difference when an unexpected bill pops up. The key is to make this fund a top priority. Treat it like the most important bill you pay each month. Remember Chapter 1, pay yourself first. Well, part of paying yourself first is funding your emergency account. Set up automatic transfers so that money moves into your savings without you having to think about it. Consistency matters more than speed. Even small contributions add up over time. Now, where should you keep this money? Your emergency fund should be safe and easy to access. That means a simple savings account or a high-yield savings account. This is not money to invest in the stock market or tie up in retirement accounts. The purpose of this fund isn't to grow wealth. It's to be there instantly when you need it. Think of it like a fire extinguisher. You hope you never need to use it, but when a fire breaks out, you'll be grateful it's ready. Here's what having an emergency fund really does for you. It creates freedom. When you don't have a cushion, every problem feels like a crisis. A flat tire becomes a disaster. A missed paycheck feels like the end of the world. But with an emergency fund, those same events are just bumps in the road. You handle them, move on, and keep your bigger financial goals intact. It also protects you from making desperate decisions. Without a safety net, you might feel forced to take on debt, borrow from friends or family, or even cash out investments at the worst possible time. Those choices can set you back years. But when you have cash reserves, you're in control. You make decisions calmly, not out of fear. Building this fund may take time, and that's okay. The point isn't to do it overnight. It's to keep moving forward steadily. Celebrate each milestone. The first $500 you save is a victory. The first full month of expenses covered is a huge win. Every step brings you closer to financial stability. Only once this foundation is solid should you turn your focus to investing and growing wealth. Skipping this step is like building a house without a strong base. It might look good for a while, but eventually it will collapse. So start today. Even if you can only set aside a small amount, begin. Your future self will thank you. An emergency fund might not be flashy, but it's the quiet hero of financial success. It gives you confidence, security, and the freedom to chase your bigger dreams without fear. And that kind of freedom is worth every dollar you save. Chapter 5. Eliminate bad debt and avoid new debt. Debt can feel like a heavy chain around your neck, holding you back from everything you want to achieve. It steals your peace of mind, your freedom, and your future. Every dollar you owe is a dollar that isn't working for you. It's working for someone else. And the worst part, many people stay stuck in debt, not because they're lazy or careless, but because they've been conditioned to believe that debt is normal. Credit card companies and lenders make debt seem harmless, even helpful. They tempt you with easy payments, rewards points, and shiny new cards in the mail. But here's the truth. They don't tell you bad debt is a trap. It's designed to keep you working for the bank instead of for yourself. Every month you carry a balance. You're paying interest that could have been building your wealth. Over time, that interest can add up to staggering amounts, silently draining your financial future. There's a difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt is something that has the potential to increase your net worth, like a carefully managed mortgage or a business loan with a clear plan for profit. Bad debt, on the other hand, is debt that adds no value to your life. Credit card balances, payday loans, financing things you don't truly need. Your mission is to destroy bad debt as quickly as possible and to avoid creating new debt in the process. So how do you break free? The first step is facing the numbers. Many people avoid looking at their debt because it's painful. They hide from the statements, the balances, the interest rates. But avoiding it only makes it worse. Sit down, gather every bill, and list your debts from smallest to largest, or from highest interest rate to lowest. Knowing the exact numbers gives you power. It turns a scary unknown into a problem you can solve. Once you have a clear picture, create a focused attack plan. There are two popular methods: the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. With the snowball, you pay off your smallest debt first, while making minimum payments on the rest. Each time you eliminate a balance, you gain momentum and confidence, like a snowball rolling downhill. The avalanche focuses on paying off the highest interest debt first, saving you more money in the long run. Either approach works. The key is to pick one and commit to it fully. This process will require sacrifice. It might mean saying no to dinners out, vacations, or buying new gadgets for a while. And yes, it will be uncomfortable, but remind yourself, this is temporary. The freedom you'll gain on the other side is worth every moment of discipline. Imagine what it will feel like to see those balances drop to zero, one by one. Imagine the relief of knowing that your paycheck is yours to keep, not a pass-through for the bank. While you're paying off debt, the most important rule is this: stop adding new debt. Don't dig the hole deeper while you're trying to climb out. Cut up unnecessary credit cards, pause on financing purchases, and start paying for things with cash or a debit card. This change isn't just about numbers, it's about mindset. It teaches you to live within your means and to truly feel the weight of each purchase, instead of hiding it behind a swipe. As you free yourself from debt, you'll notice something amazing. Your confidence will grow. You'll begin to see yourself differently, not as someone stuck or struggling, but as someone powerful, disciplined, and in control. This shift in identity is just as valuable as the financial progress you're making. Once your bad debt is gone, guard that freedom fiercely. Never slip back into old habits. Build an emergency fund, as we discussed in the last chapter, so you won't need to rely on credit cards when life gets tough. And if you ever do take on debt, make sure it's strategic, intentional, and part of a bigger wealth-building plan, not a reaction to stress or impulse. Debt elimination isn't just about money. It's about reclaiming your life. When you no longer owe anyone, you gain more than financial freedom. You gain peace of mind, options, and the ability to direct your energy toward building something meaningful. The day you become debt-free is the day you stop working for the past and start working for your future. Chapter 6. Create multiple streams of income. Relying on just one source of income is like trying to balance on a one-legged stool. It works fine until something shakes it. Most people live this way. They depend entirely on their paycheck, and as long as that paycheck keeps coming, everything feels okay. But what happens if that job disappears? What happens if your company downsizes, your hours are cut, or a crisis hits? Suddenly you're not just stressed, you're in survival mode. Building wealth isn't just about saving and cutting expenses. It's also about creating new ways for money to flow into your life. This is where multiple streams of income come in. The wealthy understand this concept deeply. They don't just rely on one paycheck or one business. They have several income sources working for them at the same time. That way, if one slows down, the others keep their financial life stable and growing. Think of it like a river system. A single river can dry up during a drought, but when you have multiple streams feeding into it, there's always fresh water flowing. Your financial life works the same way. One stream might be your job, another a small side hustle, another an investment that brings passive income. The more streams you have, the stronger and more resilient you become. Now let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Creating multiple income streams doesn't mean you need to work 3 full-time jobs or exhaust yourself hustling day and night. It's about being smart and strategic. Some streams require active effort, like freelance work or a small business. Others are passive, meaning they continue to earn money even while you sleep, like rental properties, dividend-paying investments, or digital products you create once and sell repeatedly. The key is to start small and realistic. Maybe you begin with a side hustle that fits your skills or passions. If you're good at writing, design, tutoring, or even cooking, there are opportunities to earn extra income without leaving your home. The digital age has made this easier than ever. Platforms exist where you can sell your services, teach a class, or even create products for a global audience. As you grow, shift your focus toward building passive income streams. This is where true financial freedom comes from. Imagine having money flowing in every month from investments, royalties, or rental income. Money that doesn't depend on you clocking in or trading hours for dollars. It takes time and effort to build, but once it's in place, it gives you breathing room and options. Here's the beautiful thing. Each new stream you create adds to your security and accelerates your wealth. Even an extra $200 or $500 a month can make a huge difference. It might help you pay off debt faster, save more, or invest in opportunities you couldn't reach before. Over time, those small wins compound into something life-changing. Multiple streams of income also give you freedom of choice. When you're not completely dependent on one job, you have leverage. You can walk away from toxic work environments. You can negotiate better pay without fear. You can take risks, like starting a business or traveling, without the constant stress of what if my paycheck disappears. But here's a word of caution. Don't try to build too many streams at once. Spreading yourself too thin will leave you overwhelmed and unfocused. Instead, start with one additional stream, master it, and then move to the next. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't need to grow an entire forest overnight. You plant one tree, nurture it, and once it's thriving, you plant another. To get started, ask yourself 3 questions. What skills or resources do I already have that could generate income? What problems can I solve for others that they'd gladly pay for? What investments or passive income opportunities fit my current budget and knowledge level? Your answers will guide you to the right opportunities. Remember, this isn't just about money. It's about stability, growth, and freedom. It's about creating a financial life where you're no longer at the mercy of one paycheck or one decision maker. Building multiple streams of income won't happen overnight. It's a journey that takes planning, patience, and persistence. But with each new stream you create, you take back a little more power over your future. And one day you'll look around and realize you've built a financial river so strong and steady that no storm can wash it away. That's the kind of security and abundance you deserve, and it starts with the decision to take action today. Chapter 7. Master the power of compound growth. If there's one concept that has the power to completely change your financial future, it's compound growth. Some call it the 8th wonder of the world, and for good reason. It's the quiet force that can take small, consistent actions and turn them into something extraordinary over time. The problem is, most people underestimate it because they're looking for fast results. They want to plant a seed today and have a full-grown tree tomorrow. But compounding doesn't work that way. It rewards patience, discipline, and time. Here's how it works. Compounding happens when the money you earn starts to earn money of its own. Imagine you invest $1,000 and it grows by 10% in a year. That's $100 in growth, bringing your total to $1,100. The next year, that $1,100 grows by 10%, not just your original $1,000. Now you earn $110. Each year, the growth builds on itself like a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger and faster as it goes. The longer you let it roll, the more unstoppable it becomes. This principle applies not only to money, but also to habits, knowledge, and skills. But when it comes to wealth, it's especially powerful. The earlier you start, the greater the effect. 2 people can invest the same total amount over their lifetimes, but the one who starts 10 years earlier will often end up with double or even triple the wealth, simply because they gave their money more time to grow. Time is the secret ingredient that most people overlook. Here's the catch. Compounding works both ways. Just as your savings and investments can grow exponentially, so can your debts, especially high-interest debt, like credit cards. If you don't control it, interest will quietly pile up month after month, turning a small balance into a massive burden. That's why the previous chapter, about eliminating bad debt, is so important. You want compounding to work for you, not against you. The good news is, you don't need huge amounts of money to get started. Even small, consistent contributions add up over time. Imagine setting aside just $100 a month into an investment account. That might not sound like much today, but with steady growth, in 20 or 30 years, it can grow into tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, depending on your rate of return. That's the magic of compounding. The sooner you start, the less you need to invest later. But here's where many people go wrong. They get impatient. They start saving or investing, and when they don't see dramatic results in a few months, or even a year, they give up. They pull their money out, or worse, they spend it. Compounding rewards the patient. It's like planting a tree. At first it seems like nothing is happening, but beneath the soil, roots are spreading, growing stronger. Then one day, you look up, and there's shade, fruit, and a sturdy trunk that can weather any storm. To harness the full power of compounding, you must do 2 things: start early and stay consistent. Don't wait for the perfect time to begin. That perfect time doesn't exist. Start with what you have, even if it feels small. Over time, increase your contributions as your income grows. And once you've started, avoid the temptation to dip into your investments. Every time you pull money out, you break the compounding cycle and slow your progress. Another key element is reinvesting your earnings. If you earn dividends, interest or profits from your investments, put them right back in. That's how the snowball effect accelerates. Let your money stay in motion, working for you 24/7. Compounding also requires belief. It's easy to stay motivated when results are visible, but compounding starts slow. You have to trust the process, even when progress seems invisible. Think long-term, not short-term. Imagine where you'll be 5, 10 or 20 years from now if you keep going. The most successful investors aren't the ones who constantly chase the next big thing. They're the ones who understand compounding and let time do the heavy lifting. They play the long game while others quit early or get distracted. So take this chapter to heart. Compounding may seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful forces in personal finance. Start today, no matter how small. Stay consistent, stay patient, and let time become your ally. Years from now, you'll look back and realize that what once felt like slow progress has turned into unstoppable growth. That's when you'll fully grasp the quiet magic of compound growth, and you'll be grateful you started when you did. Chapter 8. Invest in assets, not liabilities. One of the biggest turning points in your financial life comes when you truly understand the difference between an asset and a liability. It sounds simple, but most people get this completely wrong. They think they're building wealth when in reality, they're digging themselves deeper into a financial hole. So, let's make this crystal clear. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. It works for you, grows in value and generates income over time. Stocks, rental properties, businesses, and certain investments are assets. A liability, on the other hand, takes money out of your pocket. It costs you, drains your resources, and usually loses value. Car loans, credit card debt, and most consumer purchases fall into this category. Here's where many people get fooled. They mistake liabilities for assets because they look valuable. A shiny new car might feel like an accomplishment, but the moment you drive it off the lot, its value drops. That dream house might be a wonderful place to live, but if it's stretching your budget and costing you in endless repairs and taxes, it's more of a financial burden than a wealth builder. We live in a world where appearances matter, and society pushes us to buy things that signal success rather than create success. People finance luxury items, designer brands, and the latest tech gadgets to impress others, all while sabotaging their future. The problem isn't enjoying nice things. The problem is buying those things before you've built a solid foundation of assets to support them. Think of your finances like a tree. Assets are the roots. They grow beneath the surface, providing strength and stability. Liabilities are the leaves. They look pretty for a while, but they fall away quickly. If you focus only on leaves without growing deep roots, the first strong wind will knock everything over. The key is to flip the script. Instead of asking, "Can I afford the payment?" start asking, "Will this purchase make me richer or poorer?" That simple question will change how you see every financial decision. When you buy an asset, you're essentially buying freedom. For example, a rental property can generate monthly cash flow while also increasing in value over time. A stock portfolio can grow through dividends and appreciation. Even a side business you start in your free time can become an asset if it continues to produce income without constant effort. On the flip side, liabilities tie you down. A financed car doesn't just cost you the monthly payment, it also costs you insurance, maintenance, and the opportunity cost of what you could have done with that money instead. Over time, Those small expenses add up to huge amounts that could have been invested in assets. Here's a powerful strategy. Before you buy a liability, use your assets to pay for it. Let's say you want a $1,000 phone. Instead of swiping a credit card, invest in something that generates at least $1,000 in returns. That way, the asset pays for the phone, not your labor. This approach may take longer at first, but it creates a habit of making your money work for you instead of you constantly working for your money. In the beginning, building assets often feels slow and boring compared to spending. Buying investments isn't as instantly gratifying as buying a new TV or taking a luxury vacation. But here's the truth: assets compound over time, while liabilities decay. That means each smart decision you make today creates more options for you tomorrow. If you want to get ahead, you must become obsessed with acquiring assets. This doesn't mean you can't have fun or enjoy life. It means you set priorities. First, you build the engine of wealth, your assets. Later, you can enjoy luxuries without guilt or stress, because your assets are paying for them, not your paycheck. Start small. Maybe your first asset is a simple investment account or a low-cost index fund. Maybe it's a tiny online business you run on the side. The size doesn't matter as much as the direction. Each asset you acquire is like planting a seed. Over time, those seeds grow into a forest that provides shade, fruit, and stability for years to come. Remember, wealth isn't about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep and how hard that money works for you. If you spend your life chasing liabilities, you'll always be running just to stay in place. But if you focus on building assets, there will come a day when your money works harder than you ever could, and that's the moment true financial freedom begins. Choose wisely. Build roots, not just leaves. Let your assets grow quietly in the background while you live your life. Years from now, you'll look back and realize those small, consistent choices were the foundation of a future most people only dream about. Chapter 9. Automate your finances for effortless success. Imagine if you could set your financial life on autopilot, where your savings, bills, and investments all happen automatically without you having to think about them every single week. That's the power of automation. It removes the stress, the forgetfulness, and most importantly, the temptation to spend money you intended to save. When you automate your finances, you create a system that works for you, even on days when your willpower is weak or life gets hectic. Here's the truth: most financial mistakes don't happen because people are lazy or bad with money. They happen because life is busy. You get caught up in work, family, and everything else, and suddenly you've forgotten to move money to savings, or you've spent more than you planned. Automation solves this problem by taking the decision-making out of your hands. It's like having a personal assistant who never forgets and never argues. Start with your savings. Remember Chapter 1, where we talked about paying yourself first. Automation is how you make that principle rock solid. The moment your paycheck hits your account, have a portion automatically transferred to a separate savings or investment account. If you never see the money sitting in your checking account, you won't feel tempted to spend it. It's like hiding vegetables in a meal. You don't even notice it's there, but it's working for you. Next, automate your bills. Late payments aren't just stressful. They cost you in fees and damage your credit score. Most banks and companies offer free auto-pay options for utilities, loans, and credit cards. Setting these up ensures you're never scrambling to remember due dates. Just be sure to keep a buffer of cash in your checking account so you don't get hit with overdraft fees. Automation also works beautifully for investments. Many people tell themselves, "I'll invest when I have extra money." But there's rarely extra money lying around. By setting up automatic contributions to a retirement account, brokerage account, or index fund, you make investing a regular habit instead of a someday plan. Even small, consistent contributions can grow into something extraordinary over time, thanks to the compounding power we discussed in the last chapter. Here's a key mindset shift. Automation isn't about losing control, it's about gaining control. When your finances are automated, you're still in charge of the big picture. You decide where your money goes, how much is saved, and what your priorities are. But you remove the daily stress of constantly making small decisions, which can lead to burnout and mistakes. Think of it like setting up a workout schedule in advance. Once it's on the calendar, you don't have to argue with yourself about whether to exercise, you just show up. Another benefit of automation is emotional protection. Money decisions can be driven by fear, excitement, or impulse. You might plan to save, but then a sale pops up, or a friend invites you on a trip, and suddenly your plan is derailed. Automation keeps you consistent even when emotions try to pull you off track. It's like a financial seatbelt that keeps you safe no matter what's happening around you. Of course, automation doesn't mean you ignore your finances completely. You still need to check in regularly, once a week or once a month, to review your accounts, make adjustments, and ensure everything is running smoothly. Think of it like a pilot checking the cockpit, while the plane mostly flies itself. Start simple. Maybe this week you set up one automatic transfer to savings. Next week you enroll one bill in auto-pay. The week after that, you schedule a small recurring investment. Each step builds on the last, until you have a fully automated system humming in the background. The goal is to make the path to wealth as frictionless as possible. When your savings and investments happen automatically, you remove the risk of forgetting, procrastinating, or talking yourself out of it. Over time, these small, consistent actions compound into life-changing results, all while you focus on living your life. Imagine the peace of mind you'll feel knowing that your future is being built every single day, without you having to micromanage it. That's the beauty of automation. It's quiet, steady, and incredibly powerful. Set up your system once, keep an eye on it, and let it do the heavy lifting. Years from now, you'll look back and realize that this one habit turned good intentions into real wealth. Chapter 10. Keep learning about money and markets. The world of money is always changing. New opportunities appear, old ones disappear, and the rules that worked 10 years ago might not work today. That's why one of the most important money habits you can develop is the habit of continuous learning. The moment you stop learning about money is the moment you start falling behind. Think about it. If you wanted to stay healthy, you wouldn't just go to the gym once and be done forever. You'd keep exercising, keep eating well, keep adjusting as your body and lifestyle change. Your financial life works the same way. Building wealth isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing journey. To stay on top of it, you need to keep your mind sharp and your knowledge up to date. Unfortunately, many people do the opposite. They graduate school, maybe take one finance class or read a single book, and then assume they know enough. Meanwhile, inflation rises, technology evolves, markets shift, and entirely new industries are born. Suddenly, the money strategies they were using are outdated, and they have no idea why they're struggling. The good news is that financial education has never been more accessible. You don't need a fancy degree or an expensive seminar to learn about money. You can read books, listen to podcasts, take online courses, or watch videos, all from the comfort of your home. The key is to make learning a regular part of your routine, not just something you do when you feel like it. Start by building a foundation of timeless principles. There are core money truths that never change. No matter how modern the world becomes, save consistently, spend less than you earn, avoid bad debt, Invest for the long term. These principles are your anchor. But on top of that foundation, stay curious about what's happening now. Learn about new investment options, tax laws and economic trends, so you can make smart decisions in the present. When you hear about the markets, it can sound intimidating, like it's something only Wall Street professionals understand. But markets are simply a reflection of how people behave with their money. When you learn how they work, they stop feeling like a mystery and start becoming a tool you can use. You don't need to be an expert trader to benefit. Even basic knowledge of how stocks, bonds and mutual funds work can give you a huge advantage over someone who blindly follows advice or jumps into investments without understanding them. One powerful way to keep learning is to follow reputable voices in finance. Find mentors, authors, or educators you trust. Be selective. There's a lot of noise out there. Some people are trying to genuinely help you, while others are just trying to sell you something. If someone promises quick riches or guaranteed returns, that's a red flag. Real wealth is built steadily, not overnight. Another tip: learn from your own experience. Every financial mistake carries a lesson. Maybe you invested in something too quickly and lost money. Maybe you took on debt that weighed you down for years. Instead of beating yourself up, analyze what happened. Ask yourself, what can I do differently next time? Mistakes are only wasted if you refuse to learn from them. You can also learn from other people's stories. Biographies of successful entrepreneurs, investors, and business leaders are packed with insights. They show you not just what to do, but what to avoid. History has a way of repeating itself in the world of money. The bubbles, crashes, and booms of the past can teach you how to navigate the future with wisdom. The key is to never become arrogant. The moment you think you know it all about money is the moment you become vulnerable. Stay humble, stay curious, and stay open to new ideas. Even the most successful investors in the world are lifelong students. They're constantly reading, researching, and questioning their own assumptions. Make this a habit. Set aside a little time each week to read about personal finance or watch a video about investing. Instead of mindlessly scrolling on your phone, spend 10 minutes learning about how money works. Those small moments of education compound over time, just like your investments do. Remember this: your income can grow only to the extent that you do. If you want to earn more, invest more, and build more wealth, you must grow your financial intelligence. Knowledge gives you confidence, and confidence leads to action. The more you understand money, the less fear and confusion you'll feel when making decisions. So commit to being a lifelong learner. Treat your mind like your most valuable asset, because it is. The market will rise and fall, trends will come and go, but if you keep learning, you'll always have the tools to adapt, thrive, and make decisions that move you closer to the life you want. Chapter 11. Surround yourself with wealth-minded people. There's an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. When it comes to money, this couldn't be more true. The people around you shape your beliefs, your habits, and even your financial future. If you spend your time with people who are careless with money, who constantly complain about being broke, or who believe wealth is only for other people, those mindsets will start to rub off on you, whether you realize it or not. Think about it. If all your friends are constantly going out to expensive dinners, buying things they can't afford, and joking about living paycheck to paycheck, you'll feel pressured to keep up, even if it hurts your own goals. On the other hand, if you spend time with people who budget wisely, invest regularly, and talk about growth and opportunity, their habits and energy will inspire you to level up your own game. This doesn't mean you should abandon friends or family who aren't financially savvy. It means you need to be intentional about who influences you most. You can still love people while limiting how much you let their attitudes affect your decisions. Sometimes, the best way to help someone else is to rise higher yourself, and then from that stronger position, you can encourage them to grow too. Wealth-minded people think differently. They don't just focus on what something costs today. They think about long-term value. They see money as a tool, not just something to spend. They ask questions like, how can I make this money grow? Or what skills do I need to create more opportunities? When you're around people like this, their mindset starts to become your mindset. You start to see possibilities instead of limitations. So, how do you find these people? Start by looking in places where growth-minded individuals gather. This could be networking events, business seminars, investment clubs, or even online communities focused on personal finance and entrepreneurship. Books and podcasts can also serve as mentors when real-life connections aren't yet available. Sometimes, the voices you listen to through a podcast can shape your thinking just as powerfully as the people you meet in person. Be willing to step outside your comfort zone. At first, you might feel intimidated talking to people who seem more experienced or successful. That's normal. But remember, everyone started somewhere. Most people are happy to share their knowledge with someone who's genuinely curious and respectful. Ask questions, listen more than you talk. And when you find people who challenge you to grow, make an effort to keep those relationships strong. Here's something important to understand. Wealth isn't just about money, it's about mindset and energy. Some of the most valuable relationships you'll ever have are with people who push you to dream bigger, stay disciplined, and keep going when times get tough. These are the people who will encourage you to invest in yourself, take smart risks, and think creatively about solving problems. At the same time, be mindful of negative influences. If there are people in your life who constantly discourage you, who tell you your dreams are unrealistic, or who guilt you for making smart financial choices, you may need to create some distance. Their words can plant seeds of doubt that grow into hesitation and fear. Protect your mental space like you would protect your wallet. Both are equally important. As you grow, you'll also want to focus on giving back to your circle. Surrounding yourself with wealth-minded people isn't just about what you can gain, it's about what you can contribute. Share what you learn, encourage others when they take positive steps. True wealth isn't just about having money, it's about creating a community where everyone rises together. Building a strong financial network takes time. You won't meet your perfect mentors or peers overnight. But every step you take toward surrounding yourself with people who think bigger is a step toward your own financial freedom. Over time, you'll notice subtle changes in how you think, speak, and act. Your standards will rise, your decisions will improve, and you'll begin to expect more from yourself and your future. Remember this, no one builds wealth alone. Even the most successful people have teams, advisors, and supportive communities behind them. If you want to go far, you need to travel with others who share your vision and values. Choose your circle wisely, because in the end, the people you surround yourself with will either pull you down or lift you higher. And when you choose wisely, they won't just help you build wealth, they'll help you build a life you love. Chapter 12. Delay gratification, reap big rewards. In today's world, everything screams now. Fast food, same-day delivery, instant streaming. Our entire culture is built around immediate satisfaction. We've been conditioned to believe that waiting is a punishment and that getting what we want instantly is a sign of success. But here's the hard truth. This mindset is one of the biggest enemies of wealth. Wealthy people think differently. They understand a powerful principle called delayed gratification. the ability to resist short-term pleasures in order to achieve long-term rewards. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned and strengthened. The difference between people who stay broke and those who build lasting wealth often comes down to this single habit: whether they can wait. Think about a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't dig them up the next day, complaining that they haven't grown into a harvest yet. He understands that growth takes time. The same is true with your money. If you constantly spend everything you earn on momentary pleasures, you'll never give your wealth a chance to grow. But if you're willing to wait, to sacrifice a little now, the future rewards can be incredible. Here's the challenge: instant gratification feels good right now. Buying that new phone, eating out every night, taking an unplanned vacation, it all provides a quick rush of happiness. But what happens after the thrill fades? You're left with bills, debt, and regret. Delayed gratification works the opposite way. It feels uncomfortable at first because you're saying no to yourself. But over time, it brings a deep, lasting satisfaction. One of the best examples of this is investing. Let's say you have $1,000. You could spend it on a weekend getaway or the latest gadget. That would be fun for a moment. Or you could invest that same $1,000 and let it grow through the power of compounding, which we talked about earlier. 10 years from now, that money could be worth several times its original amount. That's delayed gratification in action, giving up a small pleasure today for a much greater reward tomorrow. This principle applies to more than just money. It's the same habit that helps someone stick to a diet, build a business, or develop a new skill. Success in every area of life comes from the willingness to do what feels hard now, so you can enjoy the benefits later. So how do you strengthen this habit? Start small. You don't have to give up every luxury or live like a monk. Begin by noticing the urges you have to spend impulsively. The next time you feel tempted to buy something on a whim, pause. Ask yourself, do I really need this, or do I just want it right now? Even a 24-hour delay can help you make better decisions. Another powerful strategy is to create a clear vision of your future goals. When you know exactly what you're working toward, a debt-free life, early retirement, a dream home, it becomes easier to say no to distractions. Every time you resist a short-term impulse, you're saying yes to that bigger dream. It also helps to automate your good habits. If you have money automatically transferred to savings or investments, the moment you get paid, you remove the temptation to spend it. Out of sight, out of mind. This way, you don't have to rely solely on willpower. Remember, delayed gratification doesn't mean never enjoying life. It's about timing. It's about earning your rewards instead of borrowing them from the future. Imagine how much sweeter that vacation will feel when you've saved for it in cash instead of paying for it with credit card debt. The same purchase can either bring joy or stress, depending on how you approach it. The truth is, most people trade what they want most for what they want right now. They give up the big dream for a small moment of pleasure. Don't be like most people. Train yourself to wait, to plan, to think long-term. The next time you're tempted to spend impulsively, picture your future self. Imagine the life you could have if you stayed disciplined. That image will give you strength to pause, to delay, and to choose wisely. Because every no today brings you closer to a much bigger yes tomorrow. Wealth isn't built in a rush. It's built patiently, decision by decision, day by day. When you master the art of delayed gratification, you unlock one of the most powerful wealth-building tools there is. And over time, you'll discover a truth that few people ever experience. The rewards of waiting are always worth it. Chapter 13. Protect your wealth with smart insurance and planning. Building wealth takes effort, discipline, and time. But here's something many people overlook. Once you've started to build wealth, you must also protect it. Think of your money like a house you've been constructing brick by brick. Would you leave that house with the doors unlocked and no roof to shield it from storms? Of course not. And yet, that's exactly what people do when they grow their finances, but fail to plan for the unexpected. Life is unpredictable. You never know when an illness, accident, or sudden job loss might hit. These events don't just bring emotional stress. They can also wipe out your savings in an instant if you're not prepared. That's why smart insurance and financial planning are non-negotiable habits for anyone serious about wealth. They're not exciting. They don't give you the same thrill as investing or watching your net worth grow, but they are your financial armor, the silent defenders that keep everything you've built safe. Let's start with insurance. Insurance is about transferring risk. Instead of carrying the full burden yourself, you pay a small, predictable amount so that if something catastrophic happens, you're not financially ruined. Health insurance, for example, protects you from massive medical bills. Car insurance protects you from accidents that could cost thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Home insurance protects your biggest asset, while life insurance ensures your family is taken care of if something happens to you. Here's the key: don't buy insurance blindly. Too many people either over-insure, paying for things they don't need, or under-insure, leaving dangerous gaps in coverage. The goal is balance. Buy enough to protect against life-changing risks, but don't waste money insuring minor inconveniences. For instance, you don't need insurance for a small gadget you can easily replace, but you absolutely need it for events that could destroy your financial stability. Another area of protection is planning. This includes having a will, a power of attorney, and other legal documents in place. Many people think these are only for the wealthy or the elderly, but that's a mistake. If you have a family, a home, or even a modest amount of savings, planning ahead ensures that your loved ones are cared for and your wishes are honored. Without these plans, your family could face unnecessary stress, legal battles, and financial chaos during an already difficult time. You should also think about taxes. Taxes might not feel like a threat, but they can quietly erode your wealth year after year if you're not strategic. Smart tax planning, like contributing to retirement accounts, taking advantage of deductions and structuring investments wisely, can save you thousands over the long term. It's not about avoiding taxes illegally, it's about understanding the rules and using them to your advantage. Some people resist these steps because they feel uncomfortable. Talking about illness, death, or worst-case scenarios isn't pleasant. But here's the reality. Avoiding the conversation doesn't prevent bad things from happening. It only makes you vulnerable when they do. By planning ahead, you replace fear with confidence. You know that no matter what life throws at you, you and your family will be okay. Another part of protecting your wealth is building financial boundaries. This might mean setting clear rules around lending money to friends or family. It might mean saying no to certain business opportunities that seem exciting, but carry too much risk. It's tempting to feel generous or adventurous when you start to see success, but one bad decision can undo years of progress. Consider this habit like wearing a seatbelt. Most of the time, you don't need it, but the one time you do, it can save your life. Insurance planning and boundaries are your financial seatbelt. They don't seem urgent until suddenly they are. The goal isn't to live in fear or to expect disaster around every corner. The goal is to create a stable foundation so you can focus on growth without constantly worrying about what if. When your financial life is protected, you gain a deep sense of peace. You can take smart risks with confidence, knowing you have a safety net. Wealth isn't just about how much you accumulate, it's about how much you keep. By protecting what you've built with smart insurance and planning, you ensure that all your hard work doesn't vanish because of one unexpected event. Think of this chapter as your reminder to lock the doors, secure the windows, and build a strong roof over your financial house. Once it's protected, you can focus fully on growing the beautiful future you've been working so hard to create. Chapter 14. Give generously without going broke. Money has power. It has the power to provide, to create, to transform lives, not just your own, but the lives of others as well. There's something deeply fulfilling about using your money to make a difference. Whether it's helping a loved one in need, supporting a cause you care about, or giving back to your community, generosity brings a kind of wealth that numbers alone can't measure. But here's the challenge. Many people either give recklessly, hurting their own financial stability, or they hold on so tightly to every dollar that they never experience the joy of giving. True wealth comes from finding the balance, learning to give generously without going broke. Why is giving so powerful? Because it shifts your mindset. When you give, you tell yourself, I have enough. I am not living in scarcity. That feeling of abundance changes how you think and act. Generosity trains you to see money as a tool, not a master. It reminds you that wealth isn't just about stacking up numbers in a bank account. It's about what you do with those numbers. Many of the wealthiest and happiest people in the world are givers. They understand a universal truth. The more you give, the more you grow, not just financially but emotionally and spiritually. When you give, you create ripples of impact that often come back to you in ways you can't predict. Maybe it's through opportunities, relationships, or simply the deep satisfaction of knowing you've made a difference. However, generosity must be intentional. Giving without a plan can create problems. You've probably heard stories of people who gave away money they couldn't afford, only to end up in financial trouble themselves. That kind of giving doesn't help anyone in the long run. The key is to set clear boundaries and systems for your generosity. Start by deciding how much you can give. This could be a percentage of your income, like 5% or 10%, or a set amount each month. When you decide in advance, you remove the stress of making emotional decisions on the spot. It also helps you avoid the guilt that comes from saying no when someone asks for help and you genuinely can't afford it. Your giving plan becomes a filter. If it fits within your budget, you give wholeheartedly. If it doesn't, you respectfully decline, knowing you're still making a meaningful contribution overall. Next, focus on causes and people that truly matter to you. Giving feels most fulfilling when it's aligned with your values. Maybe you care deeply about education, health, the environment, or supporting entrepreneurs. When you direct your generosity toward areas you're passionate about, it becomes more than just money. It becomes a legacy. It's also important to protect your financial future while giving. Think of it like being on an aeroplane when they say, put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others. If you're drowning in debt or living paycheck to paycheck, your first priority should be stabilizing your own finances. Once you're secure, you'll be in a much stronger position to help others without harming yourself. Generosity doesn't always have to be about money, either. Your time, skills, and energy are incredibly valuable resources. Volunteering, mentoring, or sharing knowledge can be just as impactful as writing a check, and sometimes even more meaningful. Don't underestimate the wealth you already carry inside you. One more thing, give without expecting anything in return. True generosity is free of strings and hidden agendas. When you give only to get something back, it's not really giving, it's a transaction. The real magic of generosity comes when you release control and trust that the act of giving is its own reward. Ironically, when you give with a pure heart, life often finds ways to reward you anyway. Opportunities appear, relationships deepen, and yes, sometimes even financial blessings come back to you, multiplied. It's not a guarantee, but it's a pattern many successful people have experienced. Finally, remember that generosity is a lifelong habit, not a one-time event. As your income grows, increase your giving proportionally. Let it be a reflection of your journey. Start small if you need to. Even a tiny act of kindness can have a huge ripple effect. Giving generously without going broke is about harmony. It's about creating a flow where money moves through you instead of stopping with you. When you find that balance, you'll discover a kind of wealth that goes far beyond dollars and cents. You'll build not just a rich life, but a meaningful one where your success lifts others up along the way. And in the end, that's the greatest return on investment you could ever receive. Chapter 15. Think like a wealth builder. Act like one every day. Everything we've talked about so far, saving, investing, eliminating debt, building multiple income streams, comes down to one thing: mindset. Wealth begins in the mind long before it shows up in your bank account. If you don't start thinking like a wealth builder, you'll always sabotage your own progress, no matter how much money you make. That's why this final habit is the glue that holds all the others together. Here's the truth. Most people are trained to think like consumers, not creators. From a young age, we're taught to earn money and then spend it on things that make us feel good right now. Commercials, social media, and even the people around us constantly push the message that happiness comes from buying more. But wealth builders see the world differently. They don't just ask, "What can I buy?" They ask, "What can I build? How can I make this dollar work for me instead of disappearing the moment I spend it?" Thinking like a wealth builder means zooming out and looking at the big picture. It's about long-term vision. While others are focused on the weekend or the next big sale, you're focused on where you want to be 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. That kind of thinking takes discipline, because the rewards aren't immediate. But over time, it completely transforms your decisions. For example, let's say you get an extra $1,000. A consumer mindset says, "Great, I can finally buy that new phone or take a quick trip." A wealth builder mindset says, "How can I turn this $1,000 into $2,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 in the future?" It's not about never enjoying your money. It's about making sure your money grows before you spend it. Wealth builders also see problems as opportunities. When most people face financial challenges, they feel stuck. They complain, they blame, they wait for someone else to rescue them. But a wealth builder asks, "How can I solve this? How can I turn this setback into a step forward?" That simple shift from victim to creator is incredibly powerful. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. This mindset doesn't just appear overnight. You have to cultivate it through daily actions. The little things you do each day shape how you think and behave. Reading a financial book instead of mindlessly scrolling your phone strengthens your mindset. Listening to a podcast about money instead of gossip shows rewires your brain. Even the words you speak about money matter. If you constantly say, "I'm broke," or "I'll never get ahead," you're reinforcing a negative identity. Instead, speak words of possibility. "I'm learning to manage my money," or "I'm building wealth one step at a time." Acting like a wealth builder is just as important as thinking like one. It's not enough to dream about financial freedom. You must back it up with consistent, tangible actions. Every day ask yourself, what small step can I take today to move closer to my goals? It could be as simple as skipping an unnecessary purchase, making an extra payment on debt, or setting up an automatic transfer to savings. These small actions compound over time, just like your investments do. One powerful way to reinforce this mindset is to surround yourself with other wealth builders, as we discussed in Chapter 11. When you spend time with people who are also focused on growth, their habits and perspectives will rub off on you. You'll naturally raise your standards, because you'll see what's possible. On the flip side, limit your exposure to negative voices, people who mock your goals, pressure you to overspend, or constantly complain about money. Protecting your mental environment is just as important as protecting your bank account. Another key part of acting like a wealth builder is staying calm during uncertainty. Markets will rise and fall. Unexpected expenses will appear. There will be times when progress feels painfully slow, but while others panic or quit, you must stay focused. Wealth builders play the long game. They understand that temporary setbacks are just part of the journey. When you think long-term, you stop making decisions based on fear and start making them based on strategy. As you grow, remember that wealth isn't just about you. The most fulfilled wealth builders use their success to create impact. They invest in their families, their communities, and causes they care about. They understand that money is a tool for freedom and contribution, not just personal comfort. So as you reach the end of this audiobook, take this final habit to heart. Begin to see yourself as a wealth builder right now, even if your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. Your identity drives your actions, and your actions create your results. When you think like a wealth builder and act like one every single day, you set in motion a powerful cycle of growth. Years from now, you'll look back and realize that the journey started not with a big windfall or a lucky break, but with a decision to change how you think, how you act, and how you see yourself. That decision, made daily, is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. Start thinking like a wealth builder today, and your future self will thank you for the rest of your life. Conclusion. We've traveled a long journey together in this audiobook. You've learned 15 powerful money habits that can transform not only your finances but your entire life. These habits are simple, but don't mistake simplicity for weakness. The truth is, it's the small, consistent actions you take every single day that build real, lasting wealth. We started with the foundational habit: pay yourself first by prioritizing your future before anything else. You set the tone for everything that follows. From there, we explored how to live below your means without feeling deprived. Track every dollar so you stay aware and in control, and build an emergency fund to protect yourself from life's unexpected storms. You've seen why eliminating bad debt is critical, and how creating multiple streams of income gives you stability and freedom. You've discovered the incredible power of compounding, and why investing in assets, not liabilities, is the true path to growth. We talked about automating your finances so success happens on autopilot, and the importance of never stopping your financial education. Along the way, you learned about the people around you, how surrounding yourself with wealth-minded individuals will elevate your own mindset and habits. We talked about delaying gratification, protecting your wealth through smart insurance and planning, and giving generously in a way that lifts others while keeping you financially secure. Finally, we closed with the mindset that ties it all together: thinking and acting like a wealth builder every single day. But here's the thing, you don't need to be perfect. You don't have to master all 15 habits overnight. Start where you are, with what you have. Pick one habit and focus on it until it becomes second nature. Then add another and another. Over time, these habits will compound, just like your money. The truth is, financial freedom isn't reserved for a select few. It's not about luck, privilege, or even earning a massive salary. Ordinary people, people just like you, become rich because they make extraordinary choices consistently. They show up for their future self every single day, even when no one's watching, even when progress feels slow. Years from now, you'll look back on this moment as the turning point, the moment you decided to take control of your money instead of letting money control you. Imagine the peace of mind you'll feel when your savings are strong, your debt is gone, and your investments are growing steadily. Imagine the freedom to make choices based on what you want to do, not what you have to do. That future is possible. In fact, it's closer than you think. But it all starts with action. Knowledge alone changes nothing. The people who achieve financial freedom are the ones who take what they've learned and put it into practice, imperfectly, consistently, courageously. So today, make a commitment to yourself. Choose to live differently. Choose to build habits that your future self will thank you for. Wealth isn't built in a single moment of luck. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision, habit by habit. Your journey begins now. You don't need permission, and you don't need to wait for the perfect timing. You have everything you need to start creating a life of freedom, security, and impact. Start today. Start small. Stay consistent. And remember this: when ordinary people practice extraordinary money habits, they don't stay ordinary for long. Your future is waiting. It's time to go build it.